We just ran the 2024 Disneyland Half Marathon. So the big question we want to answer is, who hosts a better half marathon?
Disneyland or Disney World?
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Run Disney races are finally back at Disneyland in Southern California after like 7 years of no races out there. So there was no way we were gonna miss the Disneyland Half Marathon. Hey everyone, we are AJ and Erica, and we normally do Run Disney races out at Disney World in Florida. So the question we've been asked is, which coast does the Run Disney Half Marathon better, east or west? We're gonna keep this simple but helpful, and we're gonna basically pose 20 categories for each. One will simply answer Disneyland or Disney World, and if you want, you can give like a 1-sentence description of why, if you want to do that. We're going to compare our experiences specifically at the 2024 Walt Disney World Marathon weekend to the 2024 Disneyland Half Marathon. Which one would we recommend or even choose?
Disney World.
It's Disney World, so the video's over. Here we go. First up is signage. I know this is not very exciting, but it's actually super important when you're at a race, just knowing where to go, how to get there, all that stuff. Who do you give it to? Do you give it to Disneyland or Disney World? I completely agree with that. What about the expo experience? So before the race, you go to the expo, right? And at Disney World, it's spread out into 3 buildings. At Disneyland, it's in 1. Who do you give the expo experience to? Oh, we tied.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we didn't go at the crazy time. Like we were, a couple days late.
Yeah.
We give it to Disneyland because it was easy.
It was nice.
Yeah. What about this year's merch design, right? The Disneyland or Disney World, I actually do too. Your jacket is like way cooler than mine.
Yeah, they just had really great colors.
Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case every time, but based off this year, yeah, I really liked it. What about availability of the merch? Who do you say had more merch available? Me too. Disney World. I feel like Disneyland, we were fighting for stuff.
Yeah, we were.
What about immersion? And what I mean by is you go to the race weekend, which one do you feel like you are there for the weekend, no distraction? Ditto. You can stay on property at Disneyland, but even walking around there, it just doesn't feel the same. When you go to Disney World, you are there and that is it.
Yeah.
You get you locked in the bubble. Okay, Disney can't really control this one, but the weather, who had better weather?
This year?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
No.
we did get rained on.
Nah, let's give it to Disneyland.
But it was freezing. It was like unnaturally cold at Disney World.
Well, who are we giving it to? We got poured down rain and then it got hot and steamy. And it was muggy. And then at Disneyland, it was cold, but by the end of the race, it wasn't cold.
Yeah.
Okay,
Disneyland.
let's give it to California. Of course, California with the weather. What about getting to and from the start line? Which one had it? Was it easier or better or whatever? This is gonna be a hot take.
Yeah.
You know why? Because most people hate the buses. I have not had a bus problem yet.
No.
We show up at 3 a.m., get on the bus takes us there, the race is over, the bus is lined up, you get on the bus, you go back.
Yeah.
I did not like walking to the start line. It was not fun.
No.
Disneyland, there's just no buses.
Yeah.
What about pre-race entertainment? So, the
Disneyland didn't even have any, so that's a hard win for Disney World.
I think they tried, didn't they?
I don't know, maybe for like the first 10 people in the front.
And they didn't have fireworks like they do at. I heard the 5K did, but the half marathon, no, it didn't. So I give it to Disney World. Course map.
You mean like where we ran?
Yeah, the course in general. Which course did you enjoy more? Really? Florida again?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't like the streets of Anaheim?
No, I hated the streets of Anaheim.
I agree with you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I was like, what's happening here?
No, once you got out, the first 2 miles, 3 miles were in the parks at Disneyland in California, and then once you got out, that was it. I mean, they tried with some entertainment, but it just wasn't.
They really did not. That's what I
You
was
don't
just going to say, is that there was no entertainment. Even when you're running on the road at Disney World, there's like bands and DJs and characters and all kinds of stuff that keep you entertained, and there was none of that with Disneyland.
They had some of that, but it was just not as good.
They did not have any of that. There was like random people like on the side of the road with signs.
Did you like running around the Honda Center parking lot?
I did not enjoy that, no.
It made me long for Blizzard Beach. If you know, you know.
Right,
Okay, what about Main Street USA? We ran Main Street on both of those. Who had a better Main Street experience? Well, damn. You know
Yeah.
what did not work about Disneyland?
What?
No spectators.
No spectators.
No. That was, yeah, we go running in Disneyland, you go running down the Main
Oh,
Street.
you're right. There were no.
None. Isn't that sad?
Really?
I'll show
I
you.
must have been so distracted with this tiny castle.
I'll show you. Oh yeah, you did. You thought the castle was
it's
tiny.
a castle.
Okay, I think the Main Street experience was way better in Florida.
It is, for
Even
sure.
though the original Main Street's in California.
I know.
Bizarre.
It's very weird.
Okay, moving on. How about course congestion? Right, this happens at every race.
Yes.
They're the International
It does.
Squeezeway in Florida, right? You got all the spots, right? That you know it's going to happen. Which one? Who handled it better? Agreed.
Disney World.
You and I have agreed on everything so far.
Yes.
The mile 3 in Disneyland was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big old congestion with a hydration station and porta potties.
Complete stop.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yep.
And there were other spots too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I throw in on course congestion how they didn't handle the speed bumps very well
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta say caution, runners.
Speed bumps ahead.
I mean, you gotta tell us.
Right.
We don't know how to see the speed bumps. You gotta tell us. Sharp turn ahead. You gotta
Right.
tell us that kind of
Yes.
stuff. Spectators. In which race did you have a better experience with the spectating people?
Definitely Disney World.
Really?
Yeah. There are more of them.
I thought the finish line
There
in
are more
California was good.
locations. Seriously?
I thought so,
No.
but I still give it to Florida.
No.
On-course entertainment. I think we just talked about this a second ago.
Yeah.
DJs, whatever else.
Character stops.
Drum crew. Yeah, character
Yeah.
stops. No, we're gonna talk about that separate. So
Okay.
don't include character stops. Somebody
Okay,
else might
fine.
win that category. So just staying entertained on the course. Who do you give it to?
Definitely Disney World.
I agree. And so they they had like the classic car guys out there in Disneyland, but that wasn't like entertainment. It was like,
No.
oh, look at those guys with their cars.
Yeah.
That was not cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what about PhotoPass opportunities, right? So there's photographers. Disney World is super taking it away.
Disneyland had like 3, maybe. I don't know.
I keep holding my medal upside down. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's nice.
3, I would say, yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3. I didn't even know about the first one until we were passing it. A lot of people didn't get finish line photos. I don't think we would have, except for the fact that we were holding hands and this sweet girl, like almost as we crossed over, was like, oh gosh, they need a photo. And you
Yeah,
could see it, the
she
look
did.
on her face.
She did.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to course congestion is that even when they did have a photo spot, the lottery chance of you getting a photo because of how many people were crammed in
Right,
there
right.
was so small. So
Yeah.
Disneyland, we love you, but Disney World is taking, maybe Disneyland will catch up here soon. Okay, hydration stations, right? Every race has them every
Yeah.
mile and a half or whatever. Who handled it better?
Well, I feel like Disney World
Okay.
handled it better. Yeah.
If anything, I'd give it a tie, but the thing that messed up Disneyland was halfway through the race, they changed up. I don't think it was on purpose. If they were giving out Powerade first or water first. And that sounds so dumb, right? But that matters when you're a water only person,
Yeah.
right? I don't want Powerade dripping down my arm. I grabbed it, I'm like, dang it. You know? Because I thought, anyway, it's because they
Yeah.
were handing them out in the wrong order. How about character stops? Who does it better?
Disney World.
Really? I agree. I would agree on it in terms of just a number of them. Like the character, actually, what characters did they have in California?
They didn't have characters. They had like statues. They had like a statue of the grasshopper from Bug's Life, and they had like Lightning McQueen, and that was
So
it.
they weren't real characters. They were like
No.
props.
Yeah.
They had
It
some
was
characters,
lame.
but none that I felt any obligation to stop for.
I think you're being generous.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, porta potty availability.
Okay.
Oh!
Finally.
Yes! I didn't know you were going to agree with me
Yeah,
on this.
yeah.
Yeah. There were porta potties everywhere.
Yes.
Or at least it felt like it.
Right.
They were probably the same number, but for some reason, where they put them worked.
Right. And there wasn't like a 50-person deep wait to get in.
Florida, I love y'all. But the porta potty situation is always wrong.
Oh, yeah,
They're in the
it's
wrong
terrible.
spots. There's a long line. Did you see the one that was like half hanging off the hill?
Yes.
Someone got in it and it's like rocking off the
Shaking.
hill.
I'm like, we're not going in that one.
No, didn't you let someone else go? You're like, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I give that one to California for sure. They handle that a lot better. 3 more categories.
Okay.
Themed mile markers, right? There's a mile marker in all the races. Who handled a themed mile marker better?
Definitely Disney World.
Agreed. You want to know why? Because they were not themed in California.
I was gonna say, did they even have them?
No. So like Florida, it's like Moana or Coco or whatever. And tons of people stop with their picture with the mile marker.
Yeah.
Personally, no thanks. But people do because it's worth stopping. California, it's like, it says mile marker 1. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not a big LED screen or anything.
It's boring.
Bummer. Okay. What about a themed finish line? Who did that better? I'll answer it for you. It's Disney World because Disneyland had this cool awning thing or whatever, but your pictures don't say Disneyland in them at all because...
Well, I was gonna say, like, was there anything at
Right.
Disneyland? No.
No, because so like,
Disney World.
so Disneyland, they didn't have like the cool mat that has the theming.
Right. No finish.
And like you have no, I mean, you could be, their picture, unless except for your outfit, you could be crossing the line anywhere.
Right.
So Disney World rocking the themed finish line. Last question, and I have a funny feeling we can guess your answer. Overall vibe, experience, right? I'm actually gonna go with the same answer. Disney World does, in my opinion, a better job of just creating the Disney vibe. Now, they have their cons. There are things I do not enjoy about both race weekends, but overall I enjoy the Florida one better.
Yes.
All right, so tallying these up, 16-4 in favor of Walt Disney World in Florida. So clearly we've enjoyed our Run Disney Half Marathon and marathon races at Disney World. We know that Disneyland hasn't been able to do their races for a while. They don't have as much space, you know, there's just all kinds of things going on. Here's the thing. If it's Disneyland or nothing, you do Disneyland, right?
Right.
If it's Disneyland or Disney World,
Definitely Disney World.